Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Take your finger right now if you are new and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. If you've been rolling with the family on this one, I ask this about once every other week. Let's get the likes up on this one, good people. We're here to make money. We're a family of all ages, races, all thoughts, ideas. We're just simply here to make money. Don't fall for spam in the comment section. At the end of this video, I will be making a correction. I misspoke this morning. I actually ran two sentences together, and that was this video. And I'm going to make that correction at the end, and I will be talking about RUM.O at the end. And that's where we're cashing up. Okay, let's get into the business at hand. All right, I need these, y'all. So we already know PPI came in low, meaning that inflation is tapering off 4 months consistently. PPI, Producers Price Index, it measures inflation. All right, Walmart was responsible for 60 points yesterday on the stock market, on the Dow, positive, right? And then the geopolitical news came in, tanking the market. We got information from the AP, Associated Press, and we don't know what's correct right now. The White House doesn't know. The Poland president is still trying to find out what happens. So we only report the news like we get it, okay? But the market reacted to the partial news in a negative way, and it dropped, okay? So we're just going to keep these reports going on because it does affect the market. And for those of you that may live in the Ukraine, Poland, or Russia, don't think for 1 second that I think American news media gets it right or don't tell us the full story. I don't fall for the okie doke. I take all news with a grain of salt, regardless. All right, until the facts come out. All right, that's me. All right, so the big question is right now, will the Fed pivot? Right now, we're looking for 50 basis points on the next FOMC meeting, okay? December. Correct me, it's December. Let me check, but I believe it's the 13th off of my head. But leave me a comment. On the next video, I'll give you guys the correct date, all right? The FOMC meeting, right? And it's usually on a Wednesday, so I don't know what day of the week that is. But Jerome Powell will be talking about how much he's going up on the interest rate. I believe that 50 basis points is priced in. There is no January FOMC meeting, and the next one will be February. If he goes down to 25 basis points, that will be good. And then neutral from there, that will really be good, okay? So that's already priced in. Does that say that we're not going to have a recession in 2023? No, it doesn't, because there's a lot of damage that's already done. If he plays this smartly, there's a small margin that he could still land the plane and not crash it, all right? So we've had a lower CPI, Consumer Price Index, and lower PPI, right? And so I already told you guys, analysts expect us to close this year out at around 4,100 on the S&P, which will be a bump from here, right? Could be a little higher, a little lower. So I still see room for a Christmas rally short term, and then a hard recession in the first half of next year-ish. Then that could be Q3, but that's what I see. The big news, Donald Trump announced his run for the president for the third time on last night. Now, we knew he was going to make this announcement. He made an announcement that he's going to have an announcement in true Trump form. Now, for those of you that know me, we don't discuss politics. We only discuss politics as it pertains to our money. And I've held true to that for 2 years. And this morning, I went a little deeper, and in true form, some of you guys get too emotional. You don't want to hear the truth. You just want to root for your guy, and it's going to cost you money and relationships. And so that's what I want. But to talk about towards the end. But before we do that, I want to share with you a play that I got in. I've been sharing with you guys that I made a lot of money on option plays playing ticker symbol DWAC, Dwac, right? Around $4,500. So I call myself risking about $1,000. If I would have lost $1,000, then I would have still been up positive 3,500. But I knew I wasn't going to lose the entire deal. So I told you guys on yesterday's video, bad or good, I'm going to show you how I came out with a put. I did a DWAC put yesterday, just like I shared with you guys before closing bell. I said it's extremely risky, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what happened to those plays, right? So now remember, I made that play before the president announced that he was going to run. And you may say, why would you do a put on DWAC? Because it's going to the moon. Well, let's look at that right quick. Well, it didn't. It didn't go to the moon. It actually tanked. It actually went down 16%. And this is why I always say, take your emotions out. I'm going to show you some of the plays that I made. Let's just go to the phone. So I had 5 puts. Put is, for those of you that don't know, a put is when you expect a stock to fall. As you can see, I had 5 puts, but this is where it was at closing bell. It actually ran up. So I was betting that DWAC was going to fall in price, even though the president was going to announce that he was going to run. So people thought that it was going to be positive. So why did I make this play? I'm going to explain it. So look, right at closing bell, it popped up 55.68%. Look in the upper left-hand corner. And so what I did was I sold 2, and then I had 3, right? And this is what happened this morning, okay? So I'm sorry, this is what happened yesterday. I sold 2 and I had 3 left. By the time closing bell happened on yesterday, I was still up 46% and I sold the other 2. So at this point, I can't lose any money, right? So at opening bell, what happens? It pops up. As you could see, it began to run up. And so I also made money on the last 2. And I'm going to explain why. So as a matter of fact, on the last 2 option plays that I had, it actually went up another 70%. I think I made a couple more $100. I think it was like $203 exactly what it was when I sold that position. As a matter of fact, let's go back. Let me go back down here. Let's go back to this. As we could see, here's where we were this morning. Boom, 59, okay, 59%. But by the time I went to actually sell it, the actual last 3, by the time I actually sold it, it was upwards of 70%, okay? And so that's what you guys saw, that price action happening in real time. I just wanted you guys to see that, how it was going in real time. Let me resize this down. Sorry about that, good people. We're just gonna leave it right there. All right. And so that's what so here's the psychology trading behind it. Smart money, buy the rumor, sell the news. People were cashing out. That's what I feel. And it was kind of lackluster, the whole announcement. It was nothing like it was before. And so that's why I'm suggesting to you guys to, how can I say it? You know, Keenan says it the same way I say it. Trade with your mind, not your heart, okay? Trade with your mind and not your heart, because you're going to lose money. And in closing, I made a comment on this morning's video, and I was talking about some of the positive and negative things about the two presidents that we had. And what I'm going to say is they both had some positives and they both had some negatives, meaning the president that we have in office now and the one that made the announcement last night. But at the end of the day, they are going to retire. One will be a millionaire, one will be a billionaire, and you and I will be fighting with each other. And I said that the prior president unified the country, and I was running two sentences together. He did not. Neither did he make anybody prejudiced. He just pulled the cover off of the people that were prejudiced. You don't just become prejudiced overnight. And it's time for us to remove that. My whole message this morning was to tell people to take care of people. And I literally said, let's cut off the media. I literally said, let's cut off CN and fake Fox News, right? Let's cut off fake Fox News and CN, okay? Because they are in the left and the right-hand corner, and they don't care about you. They are politics over people, okay? And so, yes, I like the temperament of the current president, but physically and financially, I like the past president. That's why I'm an independent. I'm not trying to sway you. You are entitled to your thoughts and your vote, but I'm an independent because I don't like politics. It separates us. And so I said this morning, if you are attacking Asian Americans, if you are attacking Jewish Americans or Jewish people, period. If you're attacking Africans, somebody said, you didn't say Africans. I'm not going to call every race. If you're attacking anyone that does not look like you, then that's shameful. And here we go again. The vitriol of this last election is about to ramp up again. You don't need me to tell you how bad it was, okay? You got people sitting, family members sitting at the same dinner table arguing, right? You got people, coworkers arguing, not speaking to each other. You got people that literally worship together, not speaking to each other because of a political divide. Let's not fall for the okie doke this time, good people. I will say this. It doesn't matter, good people. I don't care what you believe in or what religion you believe in. I'm going to tell you that you will be judged on how we treat each other. No one is going to see your maker and your maker's going to ask you, hey, how did you do? No one is going to answer, I voted for Biden. I voted for Trump. No one's going to say that. He's not going to care, right? He's going to ask you, he already knows. How did you take care of the people I put you in charge of? Am I my brother's keepers? Yes. Your charge and our charge is to take care of one another. It doesn't matter what religion. And you know what? I grabbed these glasses out of the car, and as my witness, I was wearing this already today. This is how I see politics. The blue pill or the red pill. That's how I see politics. Either one you take, you're screwed. And so I'm saying unplug the politics. Let's talk about things that make things better. Let's allow people to have their own opinions. Let's not go to Facebook. Don't leave me any crazy comments about the other guys and us and all of that. This is the United States of America. And until we all get together and understand it's the people against everybody else, we all gonna lose. Because at the end of the day, when this election is over, you're gonna have a millionaire and a billionaire. They're gonna ride off into the sunset. And some of us are still gonna be broke and arguing, fighting rich people's battles. That's what I feel about it. Now, I'm not talking about politics anymore. I'm going back to only talking about politics as it pertains to our people. I'm sorry, our money. But if you think that your guy is 100% right, then you've already taken the pill. If you think that the other side is 100% wrong, everything they do is wrong, you've already taken the pill. You know what? Just talk to people. Just take care of people. Forget about these politicians. You know, it is the truth. When is a politician lying? When his mouth is moving. And it doesn't matter if it's the prior president, the current president, or the former president. They are all on ego trips. All right? That's what I believe. Okay? You may believe differently. What I believe may not be factual. Just like the data shows you, the market does not care about your politics. So trade with your head and not your heart. I'm going to leave it right there, good people. Hey, we are cashing up right here with RUM.O. Deposit $100, get up to 15 free stock. I'm going to leave it right there. You guys have a blessed day, and let's get through this, okay? And let's not tear our country up while these idiots have us pitted against each other. That's my entire message. So I'm sorry if I'm rumbling on. I just want to get this out right now as we refocus on taking some of our money back from a millionaire and a billionaire. Live, love, laugh, and learn.